All right, guys, welcome to a very special episode of the Left Side View with Rahul and Amitabh. So this is the review episode. So Amitabh,
Hey Rahul, hi everyone. Welcome to our new episode. We'll be looking at the weekend matches across Europe's top five leagues. Let's get started. In the English Premier League on Friday, Watford hosted Norwich City. Again, Norwich City won this match 3-0. It was actually a convincing win. And the fallout of this result is that Ranieri has been sacked. Again, it was a potential six-pointer, two clubs in the battle of relegation, and again, a huge 3 points. Since Dean Smith has come to Norwich, the results have been slightly better. Again, the bar was very low, but I think the relegation fight is pretty competitive again this time around. Rahul, your views?
well, yeah, Josh started in with the brace. I mean, who would have thought that Norwich would be out of the relegation zone? I think they're out of the relegation for the first time since 2019. So yeah, I mean, even I thought that Norwich going down is a done deal. Like, there's just no two ways about it. But the fact that Dean Smith has come in and has actually managed to take them out of the relegation zone, I think kudos to Dean Smith. Yeah.
Yeah, on Saturday, the early kickoff, Everton faced Aston Villa at home. Again, their manager Rafa Benitez had been sacked, so we were hoping for some sort of a bounce in Duncan Ferguson's new reign. Unfortunately, that did not happen, and Aston Villa brought a 1-0 victory with Brundea scoring the goal. It was a very competitive match. Just bubbling under the surface, a lot of hard tackles going in, and the match was simmering throughout. But again, Gerard's Villa came out on top, and a good away result for them. Everton not getting the kind of result they had hoped after they had sacked their manager. Rahul?
Well, yeah, Luca Digne got the assist, just 10 days after leaving Everton. So, I mean, yeah, we thought that maybe they'll have this new manager bounce, but then it wasn't meant to be. They do look like Aston Villa do look a much more cohesive side under Gerrard, and yeah, it just wasn't meant to be for Aston for Everton. I mean, it does look like there are some issues that are not going to be solved with a manager. I think there are some deeper issues there. So yeah, let's see if Duncan Ferguson can fix those issues. At the same time, I'm not really sure. I mean, from what I've read, is that not sure if it's going to be Lampard or Rooney. There's a new name that's being linked. It's Vitor Pereira, the Portuguese manager, who is now being strongly linked with the job. I'm not really sure if that's going to be a good appointment because we've seen that even good managers, great managers can struggle uh, when they come to the Premier League. I mean, they've already had someone like Benitez and Ancelotti, and even they couldn't really do the desired job. So yeah, not really sure why someone like Vitor Pereira is doing that. At least someone like Lampard or Rooney, in my opinion, would be a better fit because they at least know the Premier League. But yeah,
Yeah, actually, after a series of wrong decisions, Everton actually had struck gold with Ancelotti, but then the Real Madrid offer came through, and then he just could not say no to that. So hard luck to them. I think the next weekend is FA Cup, and after that we have the international break. So I'm sure a permanent appointment will be done by the time the next round of fixtures arrive. There was another talking point in this match. There was a crowd trouble with some of the spectators throwing bottles at the Villa players. It is something that is not good to see at all. And again, I'm sure that the authorities will be taking the right steps for the security of the players. Moving on, we had Leeds facing Newcastle, and again an away victory for Newcastle. Shelby scoring in the 75 minute. We had predicted that, at least I had predicted that Leeds would win this match, but unfortunately that did not happen. A great 3 points for Newcastle. I think all the teams in relegation, barring Watford, they did score some points this weekend. So again, that battle is just hotting up. Rahul?
Well, yeah. So I kind of had a feeling that I predicted a draw. So obviously, even I'm wrong. But yeah, there are like these are the games that these teams that are in the relegation zone can look to do something. Like we're so yeah. I think it was a good moment to play Leeds, an already decimated Leeds side, and yeah, it was up to Newcastle to see that opportunity and make full use of it, and which is what they did. But like again, there's not too much to read into it because they managed to win this game, but then all of a sudden there's a possibility that they lose their next match. It'll be back to square one. So yeah, not too much to read into it.
Yeah. Moving on, Manchester United faced West Ham United at home. Again, a cagey affair. Somehow, how Moyes turned up his team in a very defensive sort of a manner, trying not to lose first and then maybe nicking a goal. That did not happen. United actually scored with the last kick of the game, Rashford doing the honors. And given the other results this weekend, I think Man United have been the biggest beneficiaries. All the other contenders in the top four, I mean, in the top four race have dropped points. So again, 3 points worth its weight in gold. Your views, Rahul?
Well, yeah, Rashford now has scored in 2 games in a row. He's even scored against Brentford, and even Ralph Ragnick, was asked in the post-match conference that they're kind of getting on track now. I mean, we are kind of seeing the philosophy, the football that Ragnick wants to bring. Um, and yeah, I mean, not that not that I want that to be a constant thing, but yeah, uh, they are getting back on track in a way. And in a way, it's a good thing with the decisions that he's taken, like substituting someone like Ronaldo. He has tried to showcase his authority. He's not taken any prisoners. It's not like just because you're Ronaldo, so you're going to play every match 90 minutes. And it's in a way a good thing, to start uh, to set the right expectations from the very beginning, which is what he has done. And this is something that he has always been doing in his past clubs as well. But we were just not sure if he would do this or would he be able to do this as well at United. But yes, kudos to Ragnick. He has done just that. So yeah, it's the substitutes are combined, Cavani and Rashford, and yeah, it's a good result for Manchester United and Ralph Ragnick.
Yeah, definitely. Rangnick has shown a little bit of spine, something that the previous managers at this club have not been able to do so. Um, Moving on, we had Southampton against Manchester City, and voila, again a draw. Walker Peters with the outside of his foot start. I mean, he opened the scoring for Southampton, and then in the second half, Aymeric Laporte towering header, he equalized. Um, Again, I don't think a lot needs to be, analyzed here. I think the position was 75-25 in favor of City. Somehow they did not get the victory, but again, they played as pretty much everyone expected them to. And a good point for Southampton. Yeah, Rahul?
Second point of the season actually. So even the
Yeah.
game at the Etihad ended in a 1-1 draw or a 0-0 draw, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, it was a draw. So yeah, Southampton have managed to get 2 points of Manchester City. Chelsea have taken zero. But yeah, Kyle Walker Peters, what a goal! Yeah, seriously, I was very surprised. The fact that he managed to do that, and I think yeah, it is a bit of complacency. You can probably put it down to complacency because maybe City needed this result so that uh, now after the international break and the FA Cup they can. Because I remember seeing their bench and it was a very depleted bench. They were still without a lot of key players, I think. So yeah, hopefully it was just a one-off thing, and I mean, not hopefully. I hope this stays forever. But yeah, uh, I think by the time they're back, it'll be business as usual.
Yes, I mean, I don't think City will be losing sleep over this result. For us, neutrals, because we are not supporting Liverpool or City. It is just good that maybe there is a hope that there will be some sort of a competition for the title. Moving on Sunday, Arsenal faced Burnley, and Burnley did what Burnley had to do, got a point at the Emirates. Your views, Rahul?
I mean, Burnley have 12 points, I think, and out of those 12 points, two are against Arsenal and Chelsea. So yeah, if I'm not wrong, I kind of predicted draw or something like that. Maybe
And I think
And
both are away, Arsenal and Chelsea.
yeah, both away. So
Yeah.
I think yeah, again, like we said, that all their the demands of the of the Carabao Cup semi-final actually, the fact that they try to give it all in those two matches, still without a lot of players, I think yeah, it just caught up to Arsenal. And yeah, maybe after this match they'll be like, yeah, we need a striker, and let's see if they'll go for a striker, because there is one striker in particular that they want to sign, but then that particular striker's agent is not really picking up their phone calls. Uh, Not sure who that striker is, but yeah, uh, I think
Yeah, yeah.
we'll
Maybe
see
maybe
some
that
action.
striker is linked to Juventus, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, maybe. So yeah,
Yeah.
but I do expect them to do some kind of a business before the window closes. Uh, let's see.
Yeah, I think a lot of business is yet to be done. A lot of deals will happen now that we have only 6 days to go.
Yeah.
Moving on, Crystal Palace faced Liverpool. Liverpool actually started strong with Van Dijk and Oxlade-Chamberlain scoring 2 goals for them. But after that, Palace dominated the match. I mean, they created so many chances. They were actually wasteful in front of goal, and Alisson made a couple of fantastic saves. So still, Edward scored in the second half, 55th minute, and there was some sort of a controversy at the end with Diego Jota actually, how do I say, doing his best to put wool over the eyes of the referee and getting a penalty. Uh, Again, we'll talk about it again in the Chelsea match, but the fact that you have VAR and you have video technology and still you are giving such decisions, it is again beyond me. It is as good as there was no technology, quite frankly. I don't think it was a penalty. When he saw that he could not reach the ball, he could not do anything with it. He actually moved towards the goalkeeper, and then somehow it was deemed as a foul. Your views on that, Rahul?
Again, that's the thing. We can't really fault the player. Anybody, or maybe 90% of the players in his position would do the same thing. Again, so we can't really fault the player. It's up to the VAR, up to the referee to identify all of that. So yeah, it's just his good luck that he got away with it. He got a penalty, and all of a sudden, Fabinho is becoming like a goal scoring machine. Took a penalty and scored a goal. Yeah. So, but either way, like
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, there was a similar incident when City played Newcastle with Edison, and somehow that was not a penalty. I mean, that was not even a foul. But again, of course, Klopp defended the decision, and his counterpart Vieira, he was absolutely furious. See, it
yeah.
happened quite late in the match, so I don't know if had a bearing on the result or not. But again, it just showcased the substandard refereeing we have in the English Premier League.
Um,
Anything else you'd like to add?
well, yeah. So maybe because it was already 2-1 by then, and Vieira was livid because since it was 2-1 to Liverpool, they still had a chance to equalize. But yes, once it became 3-1, obviously the game was just out of like beyond their control. It was out of their control then. Yeah.
Yeah. The next match was Leicester against Brighton. 1-1 draw. Again, Leicester conceding late in the second half, 82nd minute. I don't think both the teams will be happy with a point here. Maybe the away team will be, but Leicester definitely, after losing the match in the manner they did against Tottenham, again a home draw, not really, serving the purpose. And then we had the London derby, Chelsea against Tottenham. Now, before coming to the match, I think again the media has played its part. Their darling Harry Kane, he was mired in an incident, and all the focus went there whether that goal should have stood. When I clearly saw that he pushed Thiago Silva, and at that pace, even a slight nudge, I think that is a foul. But the bigger question, at least in my book, was the Doherty foul on Malan Sarr, and how Paul Tierney it was, how he missed it live, and then VAR did not ask him to go and check the video footage. Again, I am befuddled. I don't know what is going on, and to aggravate all this, the commentators start, let me just say it, pursuing their own agenda. They start saying that even the pundits, not only the commentators, even the pundits, maybe he did not mean it, and he was late and all that stuff. But the fact is, his studs were on his ankle. That was a leg breaker. Apart from that, the first half was again we dominated, but did not really create a lot. Second half, Hudson Odoi, he was actually very good in this match. A breath of fresh air. He was taking people on. He had Tanganga in his pocket basically, and yeah, he passed the ball to Ziyech. Aspilicueta made that run, taking the defenders away from him, and then again, what a peach of a goal. And just after that, Thiago Silva, again a towering header, 2-0, and I think we controlled the match from there on. Spurs really did not have any chance, and good for us that we have taken 3 points from a direct rival. We are again in the third, fourth place competition this time now. So yeah, apart from Manchester United, I think this weekend was good for us as well. Rahul, your views on the match and those incidents?
Well, yeah. So not only the result was good for us, but also because uh, even Arsenal drew against Burnley. So yes, another reason why it was a good weekend overall for us. So not only the fact that the tackle on Sar by Doherty, I think it was more like a birthday gift, it was Sar's birthday. So, but I think the other thing that we can talk about is uh, Tanganga, who was already on a yellow, made a similar kind of tackle on Adoy. He tried to hold his shirt so that he couldn't really get away from him, and that was also, in my opinion, a second yellow, but was not really given. So yeah, he was lucky to stay on the pitch, to be honest, before he was
Yeah,
substituted.
he actually said it was a shoulder tackle. He actually, showed that yeah, this was a shoulder tackle when he held. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
So he was lucky to be substituted. Like yeah. But yeah, overall, like we won. That's why maybe there's no point in reading too much into it. Had we dropped points, or maybe because yeah, then we could say that yeah, it's because of those results. But yeah, another interesting stat that I read is that uh, Conte has lost 3 games in a row for the first time in his career against the manager, and that's Tuchel. I think the same goes with Guardiola as well. Last season, he lost 3 in a row to a manager for the first time. So yeah.
yeah. So the translative matches to the same manager. Yeah,
Yeah, so Spurs have now won one match at Stamford Bridge in 31 years. I mean, and unfortunately, the one match that they did win, Conte was the Chelsea manager in 2018.
yes,
I
yes.
mean, on top of
Uh,
that, yeah, sorry. On top of that, I think that a couple of players that were left out of the side. Dele Alli not in the squad at all, and Ndombele not in the squad at all. And Ndombele, I understand he's on his way to PSG, but Dele Alli not even in the squad at all.
yeah, so two things here. Now we have 11-point lead over Tottenham, and they have 4 matches in hand. So there is still a chance that if they win all the 4 matches. Now the problem here is there are so many teams with matches pending, and all of them cannot win all their matches. So it again crucial win for us. And now again with 6 days to go, I think there will be some transfer activity in both the clubs. Whether players will be loaned out. In our case, maybe it will be Bartley and a couple more, and definitely in Tottenham's case and Domble and Dele Alli. So, and let's see more than the people who go out of the team, the kind of talent that they recruit both the teams. So, yeah, an interesting, week ahead of us.
Well, yeah,
Anything else?
not really
Yeah.
sure about the outgoings. I'm more worried about or more concerned about the incomings. Yeah, I just want someone like I want a left wing back. That's like the first on the priority list. Not sure when that will happen. I mean, I read that we're probably going to go back for Emerson one more time. Leon have already rebuffed 3 advances. Not sure what will change in the fourth one. Other than that, I don't really understand why we have to pay so much money for a player that we own. I understand that there was no really recall clause, but then if we have to pay money, then again, like yeah, we can move on. It's pointless.
Okay, so on to the Bundesliga now. Dortmund won away again with a similar scoreline as last week, 3-2. Haaland did score, but he hobbled off injured in the match, and that will be a huge cause of concern for Dortmund. Um, your views on the match, Rahul?
Oh yeah, so this time they said, they started very strong. Haaland opened the scoring, but like we said, that it was actually a very bad weekend for strikers. Haaland hobbled off in this match. Zlatan hobbled off in the match against Juventus for AC Milan. Even Benzema hobbled off for Real Madrid. So not a good weekend for top strikers. Uh, but yeah, I think they managed to get over the line in this match. But can they manage to do it without Haaland now? And because we don't really know when he's going to be back. But it's a good thing in a way that there's an international break. So hopefully it's not too long. Um, but yeah, they needed to win this match to stay on the heels of the leaders Bayern Munich, um, which is what they did. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I mean, we all saw that the way the form of Dortmund slipped when Haaland was injured in October, November last year. So, first of all, we have to know the extent of the injury, and yeah, let's hope for him and for Dortmund that he recovers quickly. On Sunday, Leipzig defeated Wolfsburg 2-0, and Hertha Berlin, who hosted Bayern Munich, lost 1-4. Again, pretty standard victories in both these matches. There was crowd trouble at Hertha, quite frankly, before the match because the supporters were not happy with the way the club is being run. Your views on both the matches, Rahul?
I think in a way we are actually seeing the Leipzig that we thought we would see, a Leipzig that is consistent. So yeah, I mean, ever since they've come back from the winter break, they have been very consistent. I mean, to be honest, uh, Leipzig beating Wolfsburg 2-0 is not really a big thing. It's a standard victory. It should be a standard victory, like it should be on paper. But that was a problem this season. That whatever we predicted or whatever we saw panning out on paper wasn't actually happening in real life. But now it's actually happening. Like for instance, last season it would be a standard 2-0 victory under Nagelsmann. But ever since Jesse Marsh came in, and then even initially before the winter break, when Dominic Tedesco came in, they were a little hit and miss. They were inconsistent, but ever since they've come back uh, from the winter break, they are actually getting results and they are being consistent. So yeah, I think even Wolfsburg, I think they're lying around towards the latter half of the table. So yeah, a great victory for Leipzig. I think uh, he's actually found a way, a style of play that suits Leipzig, and the team is implementing Tedesco's ideas. Other than that, yeah, I mean, Bayern Munich, Bayern Munich scored 4 goals, and Lewandowski did not score even a single goal. So that's a shocking thing for me. But again, what would we expect from Bayern? I mean, yeah, there's not much to say. Like Bayern Munich scoring 4 goals is just nothing. It's not a big deal, to be honest.
Yeah, I think the juggernaut is well and truly back after that minor blip they had. Moving on to the La Liga, on Saturday, Sevilla drew 2-2 against Celta Vigo. Celta Vigo actually took a two-goal lead, with Sevilla responding in the 71 and 74th minute. Again, they had an opportunity at home to score 3 points, try to close the gap on Madrid. Unfortunately, it did not happen. Um, yeah, we can say in their favor that even Madrid did not win, but again, it's not about Madrid right now. When you are the only team trying to catch Madrid, the onus is on you to keep the pressure on, which unfortunately Sevilla were not able to do. In the other match, Atletico Madrid, they again came from behind. They were 2-0 down at halftime against Valencia. They scored 3 goals in the second half, with two of them in the 90th and the 93rd minute. A lot of it was made that maybe they are back and stuff like that, but I would still reserve my judgment for now, just like I did after the Dortmund victory. They have had a poor run of results. Again, the first half was extremely poor. After the match, Simeone said that now he knows which players can play his style of football. Now he knows which players to choose. I don't know what he was trying to hint at. Um, good for them. 3 points at home, but I don't know how many of such comebacks do you make in a season. You have to like start well. Your views on both the matches, Rahul?
I think again a missed opportunity for Sevilla. Obviously, because when they played, they didn't really know that Real Madrid were also going to drop points. Had they actually capitalized, had they actually made some headway in this match, they would probably be closer to Real Madrid because they already dropped points prior to this match. I think in the match against Valencia, they dropped points. So yeah, this match. I mean, the manager Lopetegui, I think, was not in the dugout because of COVID. But that's just not an excuse. It's like, when you, as soon as you get close to the finish line, you choke, and that's what's happening. But I think Iago Aspas, the former Liverpool player, he just keeps on scoring. He's aging like a fine wine. And another player that scored for Sevilla, the former Atalanta player, Alejandro Papu Gomez, he scored a goal. And now I've just read that Anthony Martial is actually on his way to Sevilla to join on loan until the end of the season. So yeah, they are strengthening the team, and they are going to go for like they're at least going to try to make sure that this title race goes down to the wire. Um, but not a good result for Sevilla. But yes, at the same time, not as bad as it could have been had Madrid won their game. Other than that, I think Atletico, this is just the kind of game that Atletico needed because as soon as they went back 2 goals, uh, the real Atletico Madrid, the attacking side of Atletico Madrid came out. Had it been nil-nil, they would have just tried to score 1 goal and then try to defend that lead. But because they actually went behind, they had to come out of their shell. They had to come out their half, which is what happened. I think Matheus Cunha scored, and in the end, even Yannick Carrasco, who's like becoming their star player, in my opinion. Even Atletico Madrid have now been linked with 2 players. One is Daniel Vaz, right back from Valencia, because they have let go Kieran Trippier but haven't really replaced him. Similarly, they're also linked with Lille's left back Renildo uh, to add cover because obviously the formation that they play, uh, in a way, it's a little confusing. Sometimes they play with a back four, sometimes they play with a back three. Now, when they play with a back three, it's Yannick Carrasco who's playing as a left wing back. But maybe what they can do is they can bring in a left back like Nildo and they can move uh, Carrasco further forward so that instead of wing back, he's going to play more of a winger in his natural position. Um, in a way, it's a good move. And on top of that, yes, because Nildo is actually a Lille player. So yeah, hopefully that will also weaken Lille, who are to play Chelsea in the Champions League match. Uh, but like, maybe that's the way. I'm not saying that they are back or anything, but yes, it's they needed this kind of performance. They needed to go behind. Maybe all their matches they should start 1 goal down, and yeah, so that they can actually focus on the attacking aspect of the game.
I don't think going behind was an issue. They have been going behind plenty in the previous matches. I think they needed to come from behind and actually register a win. So again, boost for the morale. Let's see whether it continues or not. Sorry, on Sunday, as we said, Madrid drew against Elche at home. Again, Elche had a 2-goal lead. Madrid scoring in the 82nd minute through Modric, a penalty, and Militao deep in extra time. Um, Again, I think not an issue for Madrid. Maybe they were tired, maybe they had other issues, but right now their gap at the top is still 4 points with 16 matches to go, with Sevilla being the only genuine contender. So yeah, they'll be happy with the point. They would have liked all three, but definitely happy with the point. And in the final match, I mean, the final match that we are going to review, Barcelona won against Alaves. Again, late goal, day on 87th minute. Um, Good again. The match was not pretty to look at. Javi is trying to instill the Barcelona way in the squad, but again, I don't think they have the right players, at least for now. They will have to make some intelligent transfers. But again, right now, it is not about performance, it is more about results and 3 points. Um, I think Barcelona will be happy with that. Your views on both the matches, Rahul?
I mean, yeah, like you said, that for Real Madrid, I kind of predicted a draw if I'm not wrong, because they already played against Elche for 120 minutes in the Copa del Rey, and now they were playing against Elche. So yeah, they went not a good game overall for Karim Benzema, who initially even missed a penalty and then got injured. So let's hope that it's not too long for Real Madrid, because they obviously have to play PSG in the Champions League later this month. Not later this month, like next month. But yes, uh, obviously they would have wanted 3 points instead of one. But then, considering the fact that Sevilla also dropped points, it's not really the worst result in the world. They still have 4 points over Sevilla. Um, but that's the thing. Like, if it's a long-term injury, there's just nobody who can replace Benzema for Real Madrid. Uh, Luka Jovic came on, but not really trusted so much by Ancelotti, and not even sure if Mariano Diaz is someone who's there to play. I think he's just there to make up the numbers. Um, yeah, so they got behind. Hazard started after his winner against Elche in midweek, but was anonymous in a way. And Luka Modric, 36 years old, and still, I think it was his first penalty ever for Real Madrid, if I'm not wrong. He's never taken a penalty before, because obviously there was someone like Benzema or Ronaldo always to do the honors. Uh, and Adam Militao, I think he has become
Ramos.
Ramos. Sorry, yeah, Ramos and Ronaldo, all these players as well. So all of a sudden, Modric had the opportunity and he didn't miss. On top of that, even Adam Militao, like people, he's a player who's going under the radar. I think the fact that he wasn't really someone who was starting a lot. It was like Real Madrid has replaced both their centre backs. I mean, Militao was not really the first choice. It was mainly the partnership of Ramos and Varane. So you can replace one player, but all of a sudden, to replace both of them and then to form this strong partnership wherein you are so strong defensively. I mean, Alaba has also come in and started in the back four like a fish takes to water. I mean, Alaba and Militao just formed a really strong partnership. So yeah, I think kudos. And even the goal that he scored is only going to give him full of he's going to be full of confidence out of this goal after this performance. Yeah,
Yeah, Militao actually has been very good, and his stock has
yeah,
been rising this
yeah.
season. Yeah, but the fact of the matter is that defenders somehow do not get the same kind of spotlight like the strikers. So that is how it goes. But I think that Militao's performance has been one of the reasons why Madrid have not really offered, the heavens to Rudiger, because they are pretty stable at the back right now. Okay, moving on. In the French league, again, Paris Saint-Germain won 4-0 against Reims. They have 11 points gap at the top of the table. Even if Marseille win their match in hand, it is 10 points. Uh, let's see if there is some sort of a competition uh, in this league. Anything you'd like to say here? Ramos
Sergio
did score a
Ramos,
goal.
yeah, Sergio Ramos scored his first goal for PSG. Yeah, I mean, again,
Yeah.
nothing really much to say. Like 4-0 victory against Rams, like something that you would just expect. I mean, yeah. There's just a lot of talk about Rams striker Hugo Ekitike. I think strongly linked with Newcastle initially in the window. Even Chelsea sounded him out, and I read that he's like the next Thierry Henry. I mean, obviously that's a very big deal, but yeah, just another player to keep an eye on, I guess.
So, moving on, the Serie A. On Saturday, we had Genoa against Udinese, a nil-nil draw. Campiaso got a red card in this match. Inter Milan, again, they were trailing 1-0 against Venezia when Barella and Zeko in the 90th minute. They got all three at home. And then Atalanta versus Lazio, Atlanta away, a nil-nil draw. I don't think this result does both the teams any favor. Milan will be happy with 2 points, especially after trailing and scoring in the 90th minute. Again, the leaders of Leeds right now, it was like that, across Leeds. So except for Munich, of course. So they did struggle a little, but at the end of the day, it does not matter. It really does not matter as long as you get all 3 points. Your views on the Saturday matches, Rahul?
I mean, yeah, it didn't really matter. Like, to be honest, It was not Inter Milan's best performance, but yes, it was champion stuff uh, against relegation threatened team. But kudos to Ethan Ampadu, Chelsea Dhoni, who has actually been again a silent performer for Venezia. He started as a centre back, he started as a midfielder, and in this match he actually started as a right wing back, and it was his assist to the striker that led to Venezia scoring the goal. So yeah, I think I even saw I think Venezia's own Twitter account appreciating him. So yeah, but on top of that, you just kind of expected this result. Like it doesn't really matter like how they're gonna do it, but you just knew that they will win. So yeah, I mean again, such a strong strength and depth for Inter Milan uh, that Edin Dzeko came on. Needed all he needed was one opportunity, and he scored. And there have been like so many rumors and comparisons between him and Lukaku now that Lukaku, how many goals he has played, how many goals Dzeko has played, and how many goals Lukaku has scored this season, and how many goals Dzeko has scored this season. I mean, yeah, and they signed him on a free in a way. Wow.
Yeah. I think comparisons will always be there, especially
Yeah.
when one of the players is down in the dumps. I mean, Lukaku played well. I mean, it was better, not well, but yeah, it was better. Um, on the Sunday matches, Napoli defeated Salernitana 4-1 at home. Again, pretty standard win. Empoli lost to Roma at home. Tammy Abraham scoring 2 goals here. Your views on both these matches, Raul?
I think yeah, Napoli versus Salernitana. I didn't really think that there was anything else to this match. Obviously, it was going always going to be a standard victory. Salernitana, what down like they're at the bottom of the table. So yeah, Napoli, even though they're missing a few players because of AFCON and injuries, but yeah, the backup of the team that they played was enough in this match. Juan Jesus scored, Amir Rahmani scored, even Insigne scored. What more can you say about this match? Other than that, I'm more surprised actually by the Empoli versus Roma game because Empoli have been a breath of fresh air this season with their pressing game, pressing style, and I actually predicted that this match was going to be a draw. So yeah, uh, I'm actually pleasantly surprised that Roma actually managed to get away with a victory, and not only victory, but then the way they managed to win this game. They took a 4-0 lead in the first half. Tammy Abraham is again not really sure. I mean, again, it's like people will say that he needs to come back to Chelsea, or but then we have seen that just because a striker is scoring in Italy doesn't mean that that striker will also score goals in England. But again, not really comparing him or putting pressure on him. But yeah, he's doing well. That's all that matters. I think he scored what 12 goals now. Uh, so yeah, I think even Sergio Oliveira, I think his second game for Roma and his second man of the match performance. Uh, let's see if they're going to sign anyone else or if this is business done for Roma and Mourinho in January. But I think a good performance, yeah, against a difficult opponent.
Yes, definitely. I think their loss to Juventus may have had the opposite impact to what generally happens. Maybe that brought the team together. I mean, I know it's just 2 matches and it's difficult to say all this, but let's see for what happens in the coming weeks. Now, maybe to the most anticipated match of the weekend, which actually flattered to deceive. AC Milan against Juventus. I mean, we did mention that both teams will try and cancel each other out, and unfortunately, that is what happened. Yes, Ibrahimovic was injured and Giroud came on, but if you actually go back and see the match, Juventus, I don't think had a shot on goal, and Milan did create chances, but the final shot, that was generally at the keeper. So I remember Liao, having a shot right at the keeper. So they did create chances, but again, not finish them off. But apart from that, again, a pretty drab affair, to say the least. Your views?
I think yeah, it's a better point for Milan than it is for Juventus. At the same time, I think Juventus would be like, why didn't they get 3 points? Uh, because Juventus have been in a way. getting back on track, kind of with their performances. Um, so yeah, we did kind of have a feeling that even though Milan were the favorites, but it like I'm not really surprised that it was a draw. And in a way, I'm, I'm more surprised by the fact that both the big games in Italy, even Lazio Atalanta, ended in a nil-nil draw, and even this match, like obviously both of us had high expectations from these two matches. So when we saw the first match end in a nil-nil draw, I was like, maybe this match will delight everyone. But even this match ended in a draw. Uh, I think now that, like you mentioned, that Vlahovic is now being strongly linked to Juventus, and he could actually join them in the January transfer window. So if that happens, I think that's a great deal. Maybe then either they'll sell Morata to Barcelona, or because PSI is injured, maybe they'll keep all three: Dybala, Morata, as well as Vlahovic. Milan, surely but surely, like they're getting back to their best in terms of injuries. I even on the bench in this match, I think they had a few players that they didn't really have earlier. Someone like Ante Rebic was there, even though Zlatan got injured. But luckily, again, there's an international break, so hopefully he's going to be back by then. I think the problem is again their central defense. It was still again Kalulu and Romagnoli. They're still without some key players in the central defense position. That's why I think they're struggling in a way. But uh, in a way, they are out in my mind at least. Like what I'm trying to say is that they just don't have the mentality or the credentials to win the league. They can maybe finish second, but I just don't see them winning the league. Maybe they need more than just someone like Zlatan in terms of mentality. They need more winners in their squad.
Yeah, I mean, it is difficult to, be basically rank outsiders to challenge it for the title. It does not happen over a season or two. Definitely, they'll need more time. Now, two things that I want to say about this match, two talking points basically. First of all, Napoli are now second. Milan with the loss last week and the draw this week, they are now actually third. Inter are at top with 4 points lead and a game in hand, so that can go to 7 points. And now there were two back-to-back matches at the San Siro this week, and the reason for this match being such a dull and drab affair was, uh, the pitch, the status of the pitch, the condition of the pitch was to be blamed, as some of the reports have suggested. So even when we were doing the preview, when I saw the fixtures, I was like, okay, they'll be holding two matches at the San Siro. And I'm sure this is not the first time because both the teams have been sharing the stadium since ages. So yeah, again, a factor that was attributed to for the bad match. I mean, yeah, the views.
I mean, yeah, like you said, that people can try to use that as an excuse, but again, Milan wouldn't really, put too much emphasis on that. For them, they've dropped points, and like you said, it's not the first time that this would have happened. They've been sharing the stadium for God knows how long. So yeah,
Yeah, okay. With that, we come to the end of the Serie A, the overall preview. Before we sign off, Rahul, update from the Eredivisie.
well, yeah. So it was PSV at home to Ajax, a top of the table clash. Um, PSV were actually ahead of Ajax, so Ajax actually managed to win this match, and they have taken the top spot now. Nazrui, whose contract, the right back, his contract expires at the end of the summer, strongly linked with big clubs as he's available on the free. He scored the winner. On top of that, yeah, I think Eric Ten Hag, even though they are someone who have been scoring so many goals, but they were still second. Just imagine, Ajax were not top before this match. Their first victory at the PSV Stadium in 6 years. The last time they won that there, it was in 2016. So yeah, even though they have been winning league titles, but they were not uh, getting victories against at least PSV at their stadium. So finally, they managed that as well this season in this match. Yeah,
Their goal difference actually is 56 out of
exactly,
20 matches. Oh my God.
exactly.
61 scored and 5 conceded.
Exactly.
We'll have to check. We'll have to check what are the goal differences of other leaders, in
Yeah.
the leagues. I guess with that we come to the end of this podcast. Thank you so much, guys, for your time. We'll be back with a fresh episode next time around. Take care and bye bye.
All right, guys.